Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're jumping into Ecclesiastes chapter 10.
That's right. And it starts with this really vivid image, doesn't it?
It really does.
Yeah.
As dead flies give perfume a bad smell, so a little folly outweighs wisdom and honor. Bam. Straight in.
Yeah, it immediately sets the tone. Like tiny mistakes, little bits of foolishness, they can just ruin everything valuable.
Sort of like the whole theme for the chapter, really. These small things having these massive, disproportionate impacts.
Exactly. And then it dives right into that core difference,
Yeah.
between wisdom and folly itself.
And it's not subtle. It says the wise heart turns right, the fool's heart turns left.
Hmm.
And it even says the fool's lack of sense is obvious. Like, you can tell just by how they walk down the road. It's out there.
That visibility is key, isn't it? It's not hidden. And that connects to the next bit about dealing with, well, authority figures.
Ah, yes, the advice if a ruler gets angry with you. What was it?
Basically, don't just quit or run off. Stay put. Keep calm in your position.
Right, hold your ground. Because staying calm can actually prevent huge mistakes.
Which is kind of counterintuitive, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Your first instinct might be to react strongly.
Totally. Flee, argue, something. But it says stillness is wiser. Speaking of things being off-kilter, it then talks about this evil under the sun.
Yeah, this observation about societal disorder, where you see fools put in high places.
Well, the capable, even the wealthy, are kept low.
Exactly. The image it uses is powerful slaves riding horses, while princes are walking like slaves.
It paints a picture of everything being completely upside down, a total breakdown of proper order.
It really does. And this idea of consequences, of things having direct results, it gets very practical elsewhere, too.
You mean with the warnings about physical work, digging pits, breaking walls?
Yeah, quarrying stones, splitting logs, all these things have inherent dangers, right? If you're not careful, you get hurt.
But then it brings in skill as the solution.
Precisely. It says, if your axe is dull, you just need more muscle, more brute force.
Which is exhausting and less effective.
But skill like sharpening the axe makes the work easier and better. And timing is part of that skill. You charm the snake before it bites. Afterwards. Too late.
Skill and timing prevent disaster, basically.
Mm-hmm. It's about working smarter, not just harder, to avoid negative consequences.
Then there's a whole section contrasting the words of the wise and the foolish. Big difference there.
Huge. Wise words are called gracious. But the fool's words, they just consume them.
It says they start foolish, then become wicked, then multiply into madness. It sounds like a downward spiral.
Definitely. And it adds that little, almost funny detail. A fool's work wears them out because they lack basic understanding. Like they don't even know the way to town.
Yeah, it implies a lack of fundamental common sense that makes everything harder.
Which loops back to leadership, doesn't it?
It does. Contrasting a land whose king is like a servant or maybe immature and princes are just feasting at the wrong times.
That's described as a woe for the land.
Versus a land with a noble king and princes who eat properly, for strength at the right time.
And that land is called blessed. So the leader's personal conduct, their discipline, it matters for everyone.
It directly impacts the whole society's well-being. And personally, too, there's that image of laziness.
Ah, the sagging rafters and the leaky roof.
Because of idle hands. Simple inaction leading straight to decay. Very visual.
Very. And then almost jarringly, after talking about feasts for laughter and wine for merriment.
It throws in that line, money is the answer for everything.
Yeah, talk about blunts. It's like a sudden dose of harsh reality amidst the wisdom.
A very pragmatic, maybe even cynical note. And finally, there's that warning about speech, particularly about powerful people.
Right. Don't curse the king, not even in your thoughts. Don't curse the rich, not even in your bedroom.
Why? Because metaphorically, a bird might carry your voice.
Essentially, words get out. There's always a risk, even in what seems like total privacy. Unguarded talk is dangerous.
Okay, so pulling all these observations from chapter 10 together, what's the big picture?
Well, it seems to be a deep dive into cause and effect, right? Showing how things connect. Wisdom, skill, hard work, careful speech, good leadership. These things build up, create order.
While folly, laziness, rash words, bad leadership they tear down cause decay.
Exactly. And often it's the small things, the little folly, the idle moment, the careless word that triggers the big negative outcome. These principles aren't abstract. They have real, tangible results personally and for society.
It's incredibly practical stuff, even if some of it feels a bit harsh. So we started with dead flies ruining perfume, if we think about that today. Considering how easily small acts of foolishness or laziness or just misplaced words can cause so much damage, what's the most dangerous dead fly in our own lives or maybe in our communities now?
That's a tough question.
Fun.
Something small that has the potential to spoil everything else.
Yeah, definitely something to chew on.